And hi, Madam Azuna Halim. Today, our group will present to you about the situation that occur between medical heart about the changes to the medical electronic. So, we as consultants are hired by the management to diagnose what heart medical center needs to achieve their goals. So, we are all discussed to use quarter 8 step plan to help heart medical center to transform their manual medical recording system to an electronic medical system in a successful way. Next slide. Okay, this is the situation. So, as we think that this method is suitable because of, next slide, quarter 8-step change model, which is the best known and widely applied models for leading change. So, we think this step very suitable for medical heart to do the changes. There are three phases of step change models. So, first, create a climate for change. This phase which happens first is about creating a shared understanding of the change medical heart want to make and what they want to make it. So, first step is, next slide, create urgency. Okay, what is the create urgency? Next slide. Okay, create urgency is the idea of a change being necessary for the success of the organization can be very powerful. If medical heart can create an environment where individuals are aware of an existing problem and can see a possible solution, it is likely support for the change will rise. One way to kickstart this is medical heart can create a forum where issues and potential solutions are raised and discussed. Started honest discussion with the trade unions and employees and give dynamic and convincing reasons for everyone to start talking and thinking. Okay, this step is all about preparation and Carter estimates that roughly 75% of a company's management needs to be behind a change for it to be successful. This emphasizes his point that it is important to prepare well before jumping into the change process. This step this step creates the need for change rather than just want to change. The difference is very important when it comes to the likely support and eventual success of the change. Okay, there are many factors medical health want to do the change. Firstly is competitors introduce the system. So medical heart want to do the change to do they will lose their market share. Secondly is the space saving benefit of the digital record environment. Thirdly is electronic medical record will improve diagnosis and treatment so it will reduce errors. Fourth is the using medical record will have ability to quickly transfer patient data from one department to next. And lastly is the increase the number of patients served per day and this will productivity. Okay, next slide. Okay, what needs medical heart to be emphasis about employees? Okay, first one is the how long the training courses of the system it will take. Okay, it will take only 4 months due employees smartly schedules. Second one is start when medical record started. The new medical record will start the beginning of the next sem and it will start with orthopedic department first. Okay, next slide. Okay, for the next step, step 2 is form a powerful coalition. Coalition. Okay, next. Okay. What is the form a powerful coalition? It will be very hard to lead the whole change process on medical heart alone, and therefore, it is important to build a coalition to help medical heart direct others, especially all the employees. The coalition medical heart big should be made up of a range of skills a range of experience and people who come from different areas of the business to maximize its effectiveness. The coalition can help medical heart to spread message throughout the organization, delegate tasks and ensure there is support for the chain organization wide, especially cooperate all the employees to accept new change. Team members in every department of medical heart must collaborate, complement each other and can drive each other to work harder will make their life easier and the change more likely to be successful. Next slide. Oh, okay. This slide. Okay. I know the previous slide. Okay. There are many common concern between employees. Such as first one is that the system is very costly or the hospital will cut off their incentive to compensate their high cost. Okay, stakeholders they decided to support the medical heart totally with enough budget to introduce the system. So the employees uh, not not have to worry about it. Okay. The next slide. The next slide. Sorry. The next one is also employees for medical record department are worried about being replaced with new trained employees. Okay. This is definitely wrong because they will provide training courses to our employees until they know how to deal proficiently with the system. Okay. Okay. What is your suggestion, Safa, regarding this quarter eight step change model?
Okay, next slide. Okay, the next step that we can do to help Heart Medical Center to achieve their goal is we need to create a vision for a change. Okay, next slide. Okay, is it because a clear vision can help everyone understand what you are asking them to do something? So when people see for themselves what are you trying to achieve, then the directive there are give tend to make more sense. So basically, we need to know what should we do to achieve the vision to help them achieve their goals. First, we need to determine the values that are central to the change. Second, we need to develop a short summary that captures what you see as the future of your organization. Okay, third is create a strategy to educate the vision. Okay, next, fourth, to ensure that your change coalition can describe the vision in 5 minutes or less. And lastly is practice your vision speech often. Okay, so we need to discuss the vision about the introduction of the electronic medical record organization. Based on my research, the vision is first need to increase the quality of the organization through facilitating physician decision making as the electronic medical record support the physician with the required information of patient history. And then next vision is reducing medical error and improve patient safety as the electronic medical record include full medical history. So it can detect allergy causing medication and drug interaction. Okay, next is the other vision is to help increase the efficiency by decreasing wastes and decreasing medical error. Sorry, okay. It can protect the organization from any possible claim. Okay, then it to increase patient confidentiality as only the caregivers responsible for the patient can access his medical record. And last vision is to tell them that the electrical record will help the organization to be paper free and it will protect their jobs. Okay, moreover, keeping the job secure is the strategy to achieve this vision will be divided into these 3 steps. So I have done doing some research, which is first assign 4 months of training the employees for the usage of electronic medical record. So this is because employees are unfamiliar with new technologies and new ways of working. So with this training, it can help train employees to use technology, and employees also can learn to do work more systematically. Second step is within 6 months, the electronic medical record will be introduced in the orthopedic department. This is more to experimentation to see how effective is it in job process and how successfully employees adapt the new ways of working. Okay, and finally, after successful implementation of the system in orthopedic department, it will be introduced in all departments of the organization within 1 year. Okay, next slide. So another process that we can do to help Heart Medical Center is to achieve their goal is we need to communicate the vision. So next slide. Okay, so basically they need to know what they actually need to do with the vision after creating it, so it will determine your success. The message which will probably have strong competition from others day to days communication within the company. So they need to communicate it frequently and powerfully, and embed it within everything that you do. Okay, don't just call special meetings to communicate your vision. Instead, talk about it every chance you get. Use the vision daily to make decisions and solve problems. When you keep it fresh on everyone's minds, they will remember and respond to it. So the things that we can do is talk often about the change vision, and then beside that we can address people's concern and anxieties openly and honestly. Okay, next is apply the vision to all aspects of operations from training to perform reviews. Tie everything back to the vision, and lastly we can lead by example. So, Sumati, did you have any suggestion?
Hi Shafa. Okay, so as a consultant, I'm going to suggest or explain about obstacles and solution for it. Can you hear me? So, okay, thank you. When implementing organizational-wide change, obstacles may occur frequently. Barriers may come in form of insufficient process, resistance to change by employees themselves, disempowering managers, organizational policies, and its structure. And in this step, the guiding coalition and the senior management should focus on removing such obstacles that block the organization's path to achieving the change vision. So clearly, first is clearly understand the barriers within the organization that blocking the implementation of change. The guiding coalition that consists of employees with different expertise can help in this step, and openly communicating with the employees and stakeholders also help identify the barriers. Next is make sure the organizational process, structures, policies, and reward system are aligned with the new change vision. Number three is recognize and reward staff that actively work on implementing change. Last is empower staff to do their best and face challenges successfully by giving them necessary trainings, coaching, and mentoring. So at here I have some collected some of problem, and I also have some suggestion or solution for the problems. First problem is problem with expensive software of electronic medical record. The solution is We can choose the best software with appropriate cost according to the request for proposal. Next problem is the training will be exhausting for the employees as they are going to stay more hours in the hospital. So the solution so the problem can be solved by having a proper scheduling, and incentive will be provided after the training. Also, the organization will provide professional experts to conduct traditional seminars and online module training for the employees. Problem number 3 that I have collated is the employees worried about being unable to properly use the system after training, the new system. So the solution for this is the organization can hire IT experts to provide consultation when they are needed. Last problem is uh, stuck to the new change. So as solution, the hospital can introduce the usage of electronic medical record in the job description of each employee. So next method is create short-term wins. Slide. Achieving a complete real transformation may take time. Going so long without victories to celebrate many discouraged employees. To keep the momentum going and to encourage the staff to keep backing the initiative, it's important to have short-term goals to accomplish and celebrate early in the change process. So, basically, for every woman, nothing motivates than success. We should take the success always. So, giving our staff a taste of victory early in the process of changing the method will make them happy and motivated. So, the short time means it could be within a month or within a weeks after starting the new method. So, there are some of ways to give short-term wins to our staff. For example, to thank employees for working during 6 months with new system, we can give an incentive to employees who reach 90% success in the implementation. Secondly, in the case hospital incomes increase by 20%, so the organization can increase the basic salary of each employee by 10%. So the employee also will feel satisfied and motivated to work some more hard for the hospital. Next is acknowledge and reward those who are responsible for this quick win and to encourage other employees as well. We can give more award to the reward to the one who work more responsible in this changing method. Next is something like for family, we can arrange like family day to staff relax and enjoy with their family. So that's all for me. Um, Next, Aifa, what is your suggestion about regarding our discussion?
Alright, so I will continue about the next step to so I will continue to the next step, which is build on the change. The seventh step is build on the change. During this stage, many change processes fail as complacency creeps in towards the end and projects are not finished properly. Therefore, Cotter argues it is important to sustain and cement the change for long after it has been accomplished. Keep setting the goals and analyze what could be done better for continued improvement. So during this stage, you should thank the employee for their effort and great work during
implementation of the electronic medical record system enriching short-term goals. This is also the time for you to discuss any weak points needed to be improved. In this case, a weak point may be the system running low and complicated during data entry. My suggestion is to contact the supplier to insert the new version which is faster and more simpler. Another weak point could be employees' computer comfort level, or in other words, low computer skills, and they found difficulties in dealing with the system. To solve, you can providing extra training courses for those employees. So the last step to implementing the steps to this transformation is ensure the changes in corporate culture. Simply changing the habits and processes of employees is not always enough to instill a culture change across the organization. The changes should become part of the core of your organization to have a lasting effect. Keeping senior stockholders on board, encouraging new employees to adopt the changes, and celebrating individuals who adopt the change will all help to promote the change to the core of your organization. Finally, you must ensure the changes into the culture after a successful implementation of electronic medical record throughout orthopedic department. You need to start apply it to the whole department. You will start to and then you will start to apply it to the whole departments of the organization. My recommendation is for you to need to set up a policy and a procedure reflecting this transformation. This also may be the time for you to sign contract with the supplier for continuous maintenance and training. So I think that is all 8 steps of quarter steps. So do you have any questions to ask? Maybe you want us to uh, maybe all of
Okay.
you want to clarify.
Okay. Coming to communicating about the vision, what are the ways that can be used to ensure that the vision we have set reach all organizations, whether to upper management, employees such as doctors and nurses, as well as patients and family members of the patient? Anyone can answer it?
Okay, let me explain about this. Okay, as I explained earlier, we can make a special meeting with upper management regarding the vision we have to create it to help them achieve their goals. So next, we will guide them. For example, we need to ensure the upper management make a meeting with professor according to the department and instruct them to explain the vision. Uh, of the use of medical heart technology to each doctor without making an official meeting. But how, right? So first, they can put this vision on the information bar in every medical department. Second is each doctor can also informally inform to the nurse about the vision if there is time available. And third is if almost every employees know about it, indirectly this vision could reach the patient as well as the patient's family through conversation. So it is also important for the patient and the patient's family to know about this, as they can find out about their information like appointment date through online, and this can make it easier for them. So did I answer your question?
Okay. Thank you.
So I have a question. Um,
What can you, I would like to ask this question to Haifa. What can you conclude from all the steps we discussed just now?
Alright, Sumadi. Let me conclude from all the 8 steps that we discussed just now. The steps are the roadmap to successful change of any magnitude goes through all 8 stages. John Cotter, John Cotter said, managing change is important. Without competent management, the transformation process can get out of control. But for most organizations, the most biggest challenge is leading change. Only leadership can blast through the many sources of corporate, and only leadership can motivate the action needed to alter behavior in any significant way. And only leadership also can get change to stick by anchoring it in the very culture of an organization. Alright, so I think we are already discussed about uh, the eight quarter 8 step plan. So I hope that medical center will be success to achieve their target to transform transform their transform to their plan their to transform their goals to
So,
the electronic medical
to the
record.
better one.
Yes, to the better one.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for your time.